Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you some news. Princess Anne revealed her most hated members, marked William's big plan, Catherine's return.
What kind of counsel do you get from the matriarch of the family unit? Would she inspire you to follow your own trajectory?
Although there was an element of self-direction, support was easily accessible upon solicitation. Indeed, seeking assistance is not a flaw. I find it amusing that Princess Anne, the daughter of Queen Elizabeth, who has dedicated her life to maintaining a composed and dignified public persona, has unexpectedly disclosed her greatest disdain for someone in her life. An insider source reveals that Princess Anne, aged 73, has finally confronted a subject that has long been enveloped in secrecy and speculation. The royal family and contentious royal figures have perpetually intrigued the worldwide public's attraction and curiosity. The public meticulously scrutinizes the acts and choices of these people, including dramatic tabloid accounts and social media discussions. What circumstances lead to some royals receiving more criticism than others? A confluence of elements, including personal choices, media portrayal, and societal expectations placed upon them as public people, influences the reaction. Throughout the extensive history of the British monarchy, several individuals, despite their official roles and distinguished lineage, have faced criticism and public resistance. Events such as scandals, divorces, or improper comments have profoundly influenced public perceptions of these individuals. Individuals in such circumstances must reconcile their own liberties with the obligations of representing a reputable institution. Princess Anne has acquired much first-hand expertise in navigating the intricacies of the royal sphere. She is commended for her audacious character, a quality she demonstrated from a young age. In 1974, at the age of 23, she survived a severe assassination attempt. After returning from a humanitarian event with her ex-husband, Captain Mark Phillips, the pair had an unexpected collision with another vehicle. The gunman, identified as Iron Ball, flashed a revolver and then discharged it at Anne's driver, protection director Jim Beaton, along with a courageous reporter who attempted to provide assistance. Ball's main objective was to forcibly kidnap Anne and demand a ransom of £2 million, coercing her to exit the car. Demonstrating exceptional composure, Anne delivered her now legendary response, stating, "Not likely." Princess Anne, noted for her practical disposition, was born on August 15, 1950, at Clarence House, which is a royal home in London, United Kingdom. She was raised as the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. Initially, Elizabeth held the third position in the line of succession to the British throne, behind her mother and her elder brother Charles, who subsequently ascended as King Charles. Subsequent to her grandfather's death and her mother's ascension to the throne as Queen in 1952, Princess Anne's status elevated to second in line for the English crown. From an early age, Anne had a distinct sense of responsibility, distinguishing her from her brothers, Charles and Andrew. In contrast to her brothers, Anne showed a diminished interest in seeking public attention and instead focused on the fulfillment of her responsibilities. This first involvement established the foundation for her steadfast commitment to community service. After completing her education at Benenden School, Anne began her responsibilities as a princess upon reaching adulthood. In 1968, she graduated with distinction and immediately undertook royal duties at the age of 18, beginning a lifelong commitment to public service and duty. Princess Anne was bestowed the esteemed title of Princess Royal in 1987, a distinction she maintained for the duration of her life. Despite her affluent origins, Anne has consistently highlighted her obligations, cultivating a lasting reputation for her dedication and fidelity to the royal family and her country. Princess Anne's approach to her royal duties is marked by a genuine absence of pretension, sharply contrasting with the conventional glamorous image of royalty. Her famous statement, "One's attire is inconsequential compared to the persona one embodies," underscores the significance of content above superficiality, a viewpoint esteemed by both royalty and the general populace. Anne is renowned for maintaining the highest amount of formal engagements annually among her royal family, averaging over 500 per year. This amounts to an average of over one encounter daily. Her duties including visiting charitable organizations, inaugurating new facilities, and participating in ceremonial ceremonies as the Queen's delegate, leading to a rigorous schedule. She consistently exhibits a strong dedication to her duties, placing them above personal acknowledgement. Since commencing her official responsibilities at the age of 18 in 1969, soon after inaugurating the first school in Shropshire, Anne has consistently shown unwavering commitment to her responsibility. She is a prominent individual at several royal occasions and endorses over 200 charitable organizations globally. Her dedication beyond mere involvement, she actively engages in programs such as Save the Children, exemplifying a proactive approach that drives her to some of the most hazardous regions globally. Anne's adeptness in diplomacy is an admirable attribute. In 1990, at the age of 39, she was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for her philanthropic efforts with Save the Children. The acknowledgement underscores her substantial influence outside the royal spotlight. Her commitment to assisting underprivileged youth has received international acclaim, illustrating the importance of deeds above mere rhetoric. In a BBC discussion, she emphasized her dedication to aiding at-risk youth worldwide, demonstrating empathy via concrete actions. Although the royal family is known for its decorum, Princess Anne's keen wit and caustic humor set her apart from the typical formality. She demonstrates a willingness to include personal elements into her public appearances, creating an approachable but respected character. Nonetheless, despite her forthright disposition, there are some individuals that she deems insufferable. Let us determine their identities. Camilla Parker Bowles. In the 1970s, Princess Anne and Camilla Parker Bowles were romantically involved with Andrew Parker Bowles. Andrew, once romantically involved with Camilla, enthralled Anne with his charm. However, the romance ended when Andrew rekindled his association with Camilla, resulting in their marriage. Despite Andrew and Camilla's marriage, gossip among royal circles suggested that Anne still had feelings for Andrew, indicating he remained a significant figure in her romantic past. Multiple pragmatic considerations, notably Andrew's commitment to the Catholic religion, hindered the potential for an authentic romantic relationship with Queen Elizabeth's daughter. In 1995, Camilla experienced a significant turning point by ending her 21-year marriage to Andrew Parker Bowles. After a decade, Camilla married Prince Charles, Anne's sibling, acquiring the title of Duchess of Cornwall. The royal family had diverse responses to the wedding, with Princess Anne persistently displaying a reticent attitude towards Camilla, suggesting underlying familial difficulties. An incident reportedly occurred at a coronation banquet on disputes over Camilla's newly acquired rank. Anne allegedly confronted Camilla, expressing apprehensions over the British public's acknowledgement of her as the real queen, despite her status as queen consort. Notwithstanding initial disputes, monarchy experts have seen a continuous improvement in the rapport between Anne and Camilla. As Camilla adjusted to her role alongside King Charles and prepared for her position as queen consort upon his ascension, the dynamics inside the royal household seemed to change. Anne's expressed support and the notable decrease in public conflict indicate advancement in their interpersonal connections, demonstrating enhanced understanding and mutual respect between the two royal cousins. Princess Diana. Princess Diana, another prominent figure in the British royal family, also experienced Anne's detachment. Princess Diana, sometimes called the People's Princess, garnered significant admiration for her compassion, empathy, and approachability, winning the affection of millions globally. After her marriage to Prince Charles in 1981, she swiftly attained prominence as a beloved popular figure. Besides her physical attractiveness, Diana had profound empathy and unwavering commitment to several charitable endeavors. Her substantial involvement in raising awareness of HIV/AIDS and her outspoken opposition to explosives positioned her as a prominent charity figure. Her capacity to cultivate connections with individuals from many backgrounds reinforced her position as an approachable and empathetic royal emblem. Despite her positive public persona, the palace's internal dynamics were sometimes discordant, particularly with her interactions with her sister-in-law, Princess Anne. Diana gained notoriety for her charisma and allure, effortlessly attracting the media's attention. Diana commended Anne for her unwavering demeanor and realistic nature, dedicated to conventional ideals and responsibilities. Anne condemned Diana's bold fashion choices and her affinity for public attention. She argued that the disproportionate media focus on Diana's captivating character was inappropriate for a member of the royal family. Anne had a contrasting viewpoint, seeing Diana's skillful use of media to highlight her charitable endeavors as disconcerting and favored the traditional and dignified interaction between the Queen and the public. Anne was concerned about what she saw as Diana's self-promotion. Reports indicate recurrent issues between the two women, with Anne unable to comprehend Diana's contemporary attitude to royal responsibilities. Following Diana's move to motherhood, the intricacy of the issue intensified. Anticipation surrounded Diana's selection of Anne as the godmother for her first child. Nevertheless, Diana had other intentions. King Charles appointed Anne as Prince William's godmother, however, Diana rejected this choice. 2 years later, with Prince Harry's arrival, Prince Andrew resumed the position of godfather, supplanting Anne. Diana purportedly rationalized her choice by indicating a preference for a male godparent for her offspring. Royal responsibilities can represent a substantial factor. During the 1980s, Anne, often considered the most assiduous member of the royal household, conducted far more public appearances than Diana. Nevertheless, the media mostly concentrated on Diana. During a royal visit to the United States, Anne focused on her official responsibilities, while Diana's impending birthing of Prince William generated significant popular enthusiasm. Media focus was directed on Anne's administration of her royal duties while Diana's pregnancy. A newspaper reporter notified Anne about William's birth on June 20, 1982, to which Anne replied apathetically, stating, "I wasn't aware she had given birth." Consequently, the media depicted Anne poorly as a sorepuss in response to her remarks. Despite public scrutiny, Diana sought to alleviate doubts of strife. During a chat in 1985, she commended Anne's commitment to the Save the Children Foundation and refuted any claims of conflict between them. Diana expressed her regret over her absence at Prince Harry's baptism. After Diana's untimely death in 1997, it became clear that Anne's insufficient comprehension of the magnitude of Diana's difficulties inside the royal milieu profoundly affected and troubled her. Meghan Markle. Prior to her elevation to the title of Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle achieved prominence via her performance in the acclaimed series Suits and her notable philanthropic activities. The relationship between Meghan and Prince Harry was often seen as a modern fairy tale, with admiration for their defiance of traditional British monarchy conventions. As the first person of mixed-race background to marry into the British royal family, Meghan epitomized a positive symbol of openness and acceptance. However, the idealized and utopian portrayal of the fairy tale quickly confronted the stark reality of royal life. A significant and well-documented conflict emerged between Meghan and her extended family, leading the couple to diminish their participation in key royal duties in early 2020. This remarkable choice, often known as Megxit, had substantial ramifications within royal circles and sparked debates over the future responsibilities of the monarchy. Following the news of her involvement, Meghan expressed her eagerness to assume her new responsibilities. She eagerly anticipated transferring from her professional career to fully engage in the United Kingdom by actively collaborating with varied organizations and championing significant causes. In a discussion with a BC representing Meghan, she expressed her want to spend time in the UK, engage with diverse cultures, and acquaint herself with smaller humanitarian organizations that tackle issues of personal significance. Unexpectedly, she revealed that she had not performed any online research into her potential spouse, choosing instead to put her whole trust in Harry. She said, "I would not romanticize any aspect of it, however. As an American, one frequently maintains an idealized perception of the royal family." However, Meghan's prominent status swiftly became evident. Her first encounter with the Queen and the significant responsibilities of monarchy profoundly influenced her. Meghan said, "I am thankful for my limited understanding of the family. I appreciate that I refrained from doing research, as it would have been overwhelming for me first. Princess Anne voiced concerns over Meghan. Media figure Deborah Davies claims that Anne, who appreciates her father Prince Philip, was able to see Meghan's allure for what it really signifies. At social gatherings like as Harry and Meghan's wedding, Anne's trepidations were apparent, as her demeanor reflected her uncertainties. The public initially welcomed Meghan. However, her American background and previous entertainment career starkly diverged from traditional royal norms. Theories and misleading claims in the media depicted Meghan as a catalyst for discord within the royal family, leading to heightened public scrutiny. Anne's pronounced discontent was particularly noticeable at Philip's interment in April 2021. Meghan, expecting her child Lilibet, was unable to attend, leading the whole royal family to be relieved to avoid what they saw as a spectacle. The book Finding Freedom by writers Carolyn Durand and Omid Scobie highlighted this perspective. Rather of accepting the invitation to Balmoral for the summer, Harry and Meghan choose to remain at their residence in Montecito, therefore heightening media curiosity. Meghan's narrative revolves on grave allegations of mistreatment and prejudice. In a pivotal conversation with Oprah Winfrey, she revealed feelings of estrangement and inadequate institutional assistance, confronting challenging matters like her child's ethnic identity. These revelations sparked global discourse on matters of race, mental health, and the hidden limitations associated with royal life. Princess Anne's early doubts over Meghan's position within the royal circle seem to have been justified. Royal analyst Hugh Sean said that Anne instructed Meghan to see the royal lifestyle as a duty rather than a pathway to attain superstar status. This counsel surprised Meghan, highlighting the expected commitment, preparedness, and involvement in charitable activities linked to royal family membership. Lady Colin Campbell, who purportedly said that Anne advised Harry against marrying Meghan, reiterated Anne's apprehensions over Meghan's long-term commitment. Anne's objections were said to pertain to Meghan's perceived egocentrism and personal characteristics. The Queen's demise triggered a short, however awkward gathering in September 2022, wherein Harry and Meghan, with William and Catherine, assembled outside Windsor Castle to greet spectators. Despite seeming unified, experts examining face expressions saw significant tension between the two couples, arising from Harry and Meghan's candid interview with Oprah. Thank you for seeing the video. Kindly share your opinions, and farewell for now.